All the way back in October of 2020, the LEGO Group collaborated with Unity to create the LEGO Microgame, a collection of tools for the engine that allowed you to more easily make games without having any prior experience in programming. In the years following its launch, several game jams were run with promises of both physical and digital prizes, as well as exposure at Legoland. Nearly 5 years later, after the LEGO Group collaborated with Epic Games to add LEGO elements in Unreal Editor for Fortnite, and more recently added the LEGO Brick Editor to enable custom model creation, they've partnered with Unreal Hub to launch the LEGO Summer Arcade series, a 5-week workshop teaching developers how to make LEGO islands and offering rewards for participating. Now, all LEGO Islands have been launched and can be found in a new special section in-game, so I thought it'd be interesting to showcase the best games to come out of this program. If you'd like to try any of these out, you can find the name of the island, its creator, and the island code on screen, as well as in the description so you can find it more easily. But first, the LEGO Group themselves released their own islands. The first one is LEGO Low Gravity Free For All. As the title suggests, you'll be placed in a gigantic arena with a grappler and a random weapon before fighting other players and NPCs in a low-gravity environment. You'll also occasionally be given extra challenges like having to shoot some targets or get a new weapon before anyone else. The strategy here isn't to stay in one spot, as you'll die in a single hit. Instead, you'll want to keep moving, using the grappler to pull off some impressive shots. Overall, I had a ton of fun playing this one, and I'll definitely be playing more of it every now and then. The second official LEGO island is LEGO Bear Survivors. Here, you'll be going around fighting enemies while trying to collect as many of these Cuddle Team leaders as possible. They not only act as a shield from incoming damage, but also currency that can be spent on healing and, once you have enough, summoning a boss. Defeat it and you'll get these special blue bears, which can be used to either open new areas or get some permanent upgrades. This one was an enjoyable experience, although I did regularly struggle with defeating enemies due to the bears getting in the way. I would also highly recommend making sure that you're playing by yourself, as this game doesn't seem to properly support multiplayer. Now, moving on to third-party islands, my first pick is Diner Dash Arcade, where you get to be a waiter in a classic diner. You'll have to make orders for customers, several of which are a multi-step process requiring multiple ingredients and tools before serving them. Once time runs out, you'll be given a score based on how many orders you fulfilled. The highlight for this one is absolutely the environment, which looks incredible. I also like how in-depth some of the recipes go. In fact, the only bad thing I have to say is that it was very laggy for me, but with some extra optimization, I could definitely recommend it. Next up is Space Spelunker Race Arcade. You'll start off at the top of a space station and have to find a key to make it to the next floor, all the while avoiding brick-built enemies. You'll also be able to collect weapons like this impulse grenade to more easily defeat them. Make it to the 4th floor to win. My first run on this island was enjoyable, but the second one was, for some reason, completely pitch black, and while I fully get this was probably not intended, I think having darker, more hazardous environments in later rounds, similar to LEGO Dark Space's creepy outposts, could keep things interesting. Moving on, Arcade Universe is not a single game, but instead 3 of them. You'll start off in a lobby before jumping into 3 arcade machines, each with their own game. A classic 2D platformer while playing as an object, a creepy maze full of hostile creatures, and a dangerous fight on a busy highway. Completing all of these will earn you studs, which you can then use to build trophies back in the lobby. Apart from a soft lock in the first game if you pick an object too big, this was really fun, and I do hope it gets expanded to feature even more games. I also really like the detail of the lobby being inside a giant claw machine. In a similar vibe, Super Arcade offers a rapid-fire collection of minigames. You have to platform over popsicles, run while avoiding incoming traffic, make it through a creepy platformer, even play Flappy Bird and Google Chrome's offline Easter egg. I really love the amount of personality each one has, although I do think the difficulty between them varies a lot. Just like the previous island, getting even more mini-games as well as rewards for completing the Gauntlet would be great additions in my opinion, as I can't say I expect it to be sent to the Shadow Realm at the end. Project Rebuild Arcade is a classic parkour obstacle course to complete before time runs out, although with a twist. Some of the platforms are actually missing, and you have to go around collecting bricks to progress. This was a pretty short experience, but I definitely see potential in expanding it, especially with different environments. A great start overall. Brick Run Infinite is an alternate version of the creator's previous island. As the title suggests, it's an endless runner where you'll be collecting studs and avoiding obstacles in a variety of environments as you try to escape this horrifying mass of LEGO bricks. I especially love the presentation on this one with its arcade-style screen and interface, and I really hope to see it expanded to include even more environments. Finally, Skydrop Arcade is definitely the most polished out of all of these. The goal of the game is simple. You're skydiving and have to collect these rings while avoiding obstacles. Make it to the end without losing all your lives, and you'll be given a high score to beat for the next attempt. It's a quick bite-sized experience that lasts less than 2 minutes, but it's incredibly addicting. I highly recommend giving it a try. In the end, I'd like to take this time to personally congratulate everyone who participated in the LEGO Summer Arcade series. I had an amazing time playing through all of these, and I hope that the people behind them keep making more great experiences. I also hope that the LEGO Group keeps running more of these game jams to encourage developers, especially newer ones, to make more amazing LEGO islands within Fortnite.